Even though I am used to these crazy headlines and lies about Duchess Meghan, sometimes a headline just hits me different. And I don't know why, but this one did. So, quote, Meghan shares picture with BFF Kelly's newborn just hours before the RF heads to Trooping the Color, despite not showing her own children's faces on Instagram. Like, that's a doozy of a headline. And three very different things all happening at the same time. It's weird. So, Meghan shares picture with her friend Kelly's newborn, but this same tabloid tells us Meghan doesn't have any friends. Remember, she's malicious and cruel and evil 24/7 and nobody likes her and everybody shuns her and snubs her and she doesn't have any connections. And yet here's a friend she's had since like college visiting her and like her sharing a beautiful picture of this cute baby. But then it says stuff about the RF like, they only get attention when Meghan's name is mentioned? Because that kind of feels like what's happening. Like, remember, the other people that you pretend to worship because you hate Meghan, they're doing stuff. They're going out on a balcony and waving. Isn't that amazing? And then the most ridiculous part, because they have been trying to force this narrative that actually Meghan doesn't care about her children because she gives us a little bit of them sometimes, always with their faces obscured to show us what kind of stuff they do as a family. And that means she's not protecting her children. But you wouldn't be able to pick Lily out of a lineup of little redheaded girls, right? You wouldn't be able to pick Archie out of a lineup of boys his age and height, right? And articles aren't written about a random friend's newborn like this. I mean, this one, yes, obviously, but there's not going to be thousands upon thousands of articles written about this newborn baby. That'll happen when we see the prince and princess's faces, won't it? It absolutely will. And every single show in the UK will have a panel of experts and opinion creators and propagandists to comment on these babies' faces when we get to see them. There will be front pages of these kids' faces when we get to see them. That's not going to happen with Kelly's newborn baby, right? So you have to pretend that there's no difference. And you have to pretend that showing your children's faces when they're babies is the same exact thing as posting every single thing they do. And you have to pretend that it's so funny just to even think about it. You have to pretend that Meghan is such an evil, malicious, cruel person 24/7 that nobody likes her, but somebody does like her because they let her hold her baby, and that Meghan just forced this happening, forced the picture to be taken, forced, herself to post it, ignoring the wishes of Kelly, her best friend. Because that's definitely how we get access to people. We treat them super, super terribly, and they are all just fawning to be in our presence, because that's how reality works for some people, right? Like, obviously, Meghan has rules for her own children. All parents have rules for their own children. Isn't that a novel idea? We've never heard of that before. But that's what you have to do to fall for Duchess Meghan propaganda. You got to turn your brain off. You've got to ignore reality. You have to pretend something is what it's not. I mean, you completely have to think backwards. It's so weird. And people will twist themselves into pretzels to do exactly that.
Wow, well said, Jazz. I couldn't agree more with your perspective on this important topic. Can somebody please explain to me why this is even a headline? Seriously, out of everything happening in the world right now, the Daily Mail looked at a picture of Meghan Sussex holding her friend's newborn baby and said, "Stop the presses, we have a scandal." A scandal for holding a baby? What are we doing here? The headline is acting like Meghan got caught robbing a bank when all she did was celebrate her friend's growing family. That's it. That's the crime, existing while being Meghan. And here's where it gets funny. When Kate posts pictures of Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, the media suddenly turns into a greeting card company. Aw, how sweet. What a beautiful family moment. But Meghan posts a picture holding her friend's child, and suddenly everybody becomes a private investigator. Wait a minute, she showed this child but not her children. Excuse me? Since when did strangers become shareholders in Meghan's family album? I must have missed the meeting where people decided that having an Instagram account means you owe the entire internet unlimited access to your kids. Last time I checked, those are Meghan's children, not the Daily Mail's children, not the Royal Reporter's children, not the people sitting on social media refreshing their screens hoping to catch a glimpse of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Her children. And if she decides she wants to protect their privacy, that's called parenting. Most regular people understand this instantly. Plenty of parents post some things and keep other things private. Some people post their dog every day and never post their spouse. Some people post vacation photos but never show their house. Some people post pictures of their lunch like they're running a Michelin star restaurant and never reveal anything else. That's normal. Nobody runs around demanding explanations. Yet somehow Meghan gets treated like she has to submit a weekly report explaining every personal decision she makes. It's ridiculous. What really cracks me up is how the same people screaming, "Respect the children," are often the same people demanding to see the children. Make that make sense. You can spend years saying Harry and Meghan should be left alone and then throw a tantrum every time they don't give you exclusive access to their family life. Pick a lane. And let's be honest for a second. The reason this became a headline isn't because Meghan held a baby. It's because some outlets have built an entire business model around turning Meghan breathing oxygen into breaking news. If she smiles, it's a story. If she doesn't smile, it's a story. If she posts something, it's a story. If she posts nothing, that's somehow also a story. At this point, if Meghan posted a picture of a sandwich, somebody would write a 2,000-word article asking why the sandwich was attacking the monarchy. It's become comedy. The funniest part is that Meghan doesn't need anyone's permission to decide what appears on her Instagram. It's her page, her account, her choice. That's literally how social media works. The Daily Mail can write 20 headlines about it if they want. It still doesn't give them ownership of her family. And regular people watching this can see exactly what's happening. The rules keep changing depending on who's involved. For Kate and William, the privacy is respected. For Meghan and Harry, privacy is treated like a suspicious activity report. And that's why people keep calling out the double standard. Not because Meghan held a baby, but because the reaction tells you more about the people writing the headlines than it does about Meghan herself. And this is where the whole thing starts looking absolutely ridiculous, because let's be real for a second. Why are we talking about Meghan's Instagram during one of the biggest royal weekends of the year? Think about it. If your event is truly setting the internet on fire, if everybody is glued to the screen, if the excitement is overflowing into the streets, why are newspapers desperately digging through Meghan's social media posts? Why? Because somehow, someway, Meghan always ends up becoming the conversation. It's like they can't help themselves. The woman lives thousands of miles away. She's not standing on the balcony, she's not riding in a parade, she's not waving from a carriage. Yet somehow she's still getting dragged into the headlines. That tells you everything. And here's the funny part. The same people who spend years yelling, "Move on, Meghan," can't seem to move on from Meghan. Every single week, every single month, every single event, there she is again, living rent-free in their headlines. At this point, Meghan's name should probably receive a monthly salary from some of these newspapers because they seem incapable of surviving without it. Seriously, you could probably remove the word Meghan from certain newsrooms and half the staff would need grief counseling. And then there's this impossible game they keep playing. Meghan shares a family photo, she's seeking attention. Meghan doesn't share a family photo, what is she hiding? Meghan posts online, problem. Meghan stays silent, also a problem. Meghan breathes, breaking news. Meghan sneezes, special edition. Meghan eats a sandwich, experts analyze what it means for the future of the Commonwealth. It's exhausting. No matter what she does, somebody is already waiting with a complaint prepared in advance. And regular people see this every day. We've all met people like that. You know the type. The person who asks for your opinion and then gets angry when you give it. The person who complains when you're late but also complains when you arrive early. The person who finds a problem for every solution. That's exactly what this feels like. Because Meghan has been very clear. She chooses carefully what she shares. A glimpse here, a small moment there, a family memory. Nothing more, nothing less. And honestly, that sounds pretty normal. Most parents do exactly the same thing. Some moments stay private, some moments get shared. It's called having boundaries. The weird part isn't Meghan having boundaries, the weird part is complete strangers acting offended by them. Imagine walking up to somebody's front door and demanding access to their family photo album. That's basically what some of these critics sound like. It's bizarre. And I think that's why so many people are laughing at these headlines now, because the outrage doesn't even make sense anymore. The complaints contradict each other. One day they're saying leave the children alone, the next day they're demanding new photos. One day they're saying stop posting, the next day they're asking why she hasn't posted. Which is it? Make a decision. Pick one, circle your answer, show your work, because right now the logic is all over the place. And the biggest irony, every time they try to make Meghan look irrelevant, they accidentally prove the exact opposite. If she didn't matter, they wouldn't be talking about her.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this podcast. Thanks again for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm your host, Miles, and if you do enjoy our podcast, please like, share, and subscribe, and help our channel grow. And if the UK media really thinks that Meghan is irrelevant, supposedly irrelevant, how they frame it, why do they keep on tying Meghan's name on the rest of the boring royals business? How does Meghan holding her friend's son a problem to the floppy, dropping the color? It does not make sense. Thanks again for watching. May God bless you all. I really, really hope again that you enjoyed this podcast. Thanks again. And if you do enjoy our episodes, you can also join our membership in the channel, and God will bless you. May you never lack. I love you all. Have a blessed weekend ahead. Thanks again.